Hey everybody, it's Steve with Sky 194, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to stop in and visit and check out my video. And we are here at Circuit Paul Ricard, and I had a request for the setup here for the Lamborghini Huracan Super Trofeo EVO2. And it's a shame I don't drive this car as much because it's really a fun car to drive. Sounds great, looks great, of course, and just a blast to drive. It really is. And I like the 992 Porsche also. It's a great car to drive. Those two are probably my favorites out of them. And of course, you can see it. This next picture, I got a custom livery from Race Department, and it looks awesome. The Ducati livery from the championship-winning MotoGP bike, a factory Ducati, and it just looks awesome. I love that. Ducati's is my favorite motorcycle. I used to have a few of them, so it just kind of fits me perfect. But just doing a test race here with the aggression is at 100, and so is the AI is 100 and all that maxed out. But of course they're tough. Of course we're all in the same car. At least they're tough for me anyway. So at least at my pace, especially with this car. So let's see what we can do.
Stay double file.
And of course, the tough part, especially for me, is it's really hard for the pace because they can take off. They're really good at getting going with these cold tires.
Stay clear of the curbs.
And I struggle for a little while. It takes about 2 laps before you have any kind of temperature in them or pressures.
Green light, even though I can.
And the gears are different.
Clear on the left.
It just feels a little different than the GT3 car as far as the motor, I mean. Which is cool because it's totally, same engine.
Car on the left. Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Right. The problem with this is you burn the tires off so fast. I was trying to run a lower downforce setup, and you just burn the tires right off of this thing. It just seems like it goes through the gears so quick. Just to barely hit it. Finally getting some temperature in them. Now watch that curb. Dang it, too wide. Flying up there, low 56s. They're definitely pulling away. Wishing I'd like to hang on to them.
We are halfway through. Keep pushing.
They're right there.
Falling behind to the car in front in sector 3. Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Wish they'd mix it up a little bit. I'd catch up to them. I'd like to see the draft, but a little better through there that time.
Well done, mate. Personal fastest lap.
Oh, dang it. Trying to get a drive down that straightaway. more laps, see if I can get a decent lap. That's another thing I was trying to see is how it did, as far as consistency and things like that. So hard to keep from burning the tires off this thing.
Alright, man, the leader is on the final lap. Give me the final push.
Yeah, it definitely wears the rears faster for sure. Ah, cut that too much. Still right on my Delta. Ran faster than this in practice, but like I said, the problem is trying to find a balance between, a lap or so, or where we'll run a little bit more consistent. Wrong gear. That was my fault.
The leader has finished the race.
Yeah, I was doing all right. I was in the wrong gear.
Excellent job, mate. P3, you're on the podium. Now bring it back home safely.
Good race. I was hoping to do a little bit better. If I could have stayed up in the front, guys, I'm sure I could have stayed with them. Just because you're going to pick up, 2, 3, 4 tenths just hanging with them. Just, pulling you down the straightaway. I love this Circuit Paul Ricard at night with all the stars and stuff and the mountains in the background. But there's the livery. It's just stunning. I had to show you this just because this makes me want to drive the car even more. Like I said, I just love Ducatis, and I think it looks amazing. Even got the little shell symbols down there on the splitter up in the front there. But I just think the car is just awesome looking, and of course, I think I saw some pictures of the EVO2 at Daytona. And it takes some cues from it. So it's got the snorkel on the top, and things like that. So I think it's going to look not just like it, but similar. It's going to look similar to this, just of course a little bit bigger, wider, bigger tires and all that. That's what hurts this. Of course, there. Sounds great. Just looks awesome. Sorry about my Googling over it. I just think it looks great. Still finished third. I'll take that. Let's see. see the speed down the straightaway. I was drafting that one lap. Is it here? I think it was. Yeah. So it drafted up to him really good, and I was able to still go around. So drafting is not bad. Again, it's finding a balance where it'll still draft or pull up to a car, but you can still handle decent and things like that. I mean, it's just finding that balance. 174. So you got to be able to handle here, or they'll eat you alive. I mean, as it is, they do a little bit better through there, and they're going to end up gobbling me up. So again, I'm really happy with it. Let's go over to setup. I got 22.5. Well, let's just say because definitely with the tires, probably more like 22.1 and 21.7 and 23.3, 22.6. If you're looking at mid-20s anyway. Toes, negative 0.15. Of course, you see the camber is locked in, and that's one of the things that hurts you. I mean, I really wish I could go at least, especially with this, it's not as wide a car. I wish I could go, at least a 3.6 or 3.8 at least. So it hurts. Caster 16.1. Toe on the rear is positive 0.05 with the camber at negative 3.2 on the left rear, negative 3 on the right rear. I went more on the left rear because it just, the car's weigh's pitching that way. It needs a little bit extra camber over there. So I put some more over there. I think that's about it here. And, of course, all you have to do to get this car to rotate is feed the throttle in. When you feed the throttle in, the back end will start coming out. So that's all you got to do. So, if you're needing the car to rotate, you just feed it some throttle, and it'll start pitching out. Electronics, 3 and 4. That's why I got the TC. And look, you can, like I said, you can modulate the car rotating with the throttle. That's what a lot of times you got to do with this. Because you got to use the rear to turn the car because the front is just not going to turn as good as you want it to. Fuel, of course, I just had 40 liters, so I'm sure it was way too much, way more than they had, but nah. Mechanical, 3 on the anti-roll bar. Brake bias is 60. Steering's 11. Springs are 190,000 on the front with a 300 bump stop rate and a 5 bump stop range. And on the rear, it's 164,000 with a 500 bump stop rate and a 15 bump stop range. Anti-roll bar is 1, and the preload on the diff is 140. Springs, I already said that. Got those. Shocks, of course, again, you can't do the fast bump or fast rebound. All you can do is bump and rebound. That's it. And I did 25 on the bump on the front on the bump and 8 on the rebound. And on the rear, the bump's 10 and the rebound's 18. So that's all dialed in with Motec and actually come out, pretty good, pretty decent. Again, you're limited because you can't do anything with the fast bump or fast rebound. Aero got 54 all the way down in the front, 63 in the rear with an 11 wing and a 3 and a 2 and the brake ducts. And, of course, you don't have any front aero variation on these cars. It doesn't show you. Now, of course, it has 11. I've tried all over the place. So I'll give you some suggestions. It goes all the way to, like, 19. So, I mean, there's a lot of adjustments there. Aggressive has 14. So if you go to the aggressive setup, it has 14. That's what it comes with. I knocked it down to 11. You can go, 10 if you want to try that, but it's going to hurt you in the cornering, and you're going to burn the tires off in the back even faster. That's the problem is with this car is you're wearing the rears way faster than the fronts. And, of course, the more you slide the car and things like that, the more it's going to wear them. So it's a real tough situation. Again, I mean, you could try keep it around 11 or even go up to 12 and maybe click more in that. You could also try that. If you wanted like a qualifying, you might be able to hang on to it. You can go down to like a 9 and it'll have more speed down the straightaway, but it's you're in a race. There's just no way you would end up burning the tires off within like 2 laps, 2 3 laps, and you'd be sliding. So you'd be sliding everywhere. So it just doesn't work. Again, for a longer race, I would probably recommend even going to a 12, and then maybe go up another click on the ride height also if you have a longer race to go to try to keep it somewhat the back tires under the car. But this is probably for a shorter race. This will probably be decent to be fine depending upon how hard you push it. Again, I ran some middle 55 or 56s with this combination. So, of course, that was with some draft help. So, again, it just depends on, without drafting, I'm running, I think the best is like a 56.6 or 56.8. And with a draft, running more like 56.4 and 5 and things like that. So, which is not a problem. So, again, these cars aren't as fast as GT3 cars. I mean, they probably as fast down a straightaway, every bit as fast, maybe even a little faster. But you're losing so much in all the turns and in the braking that the GT3 car makes it up and then some by a good amount. So, I mean, I know with the Huracan, which is not even the EVO2, just the Evo, I mean, I'm a second faster than this. So at least a second faster. So maybe probably more than that with this fuel load. So again, it's it's just the difference of the cars, but still a great car to drive. I'm not knocking it. That's just that's more of these spec cars, and it's just a great car to drive. So is the Porsche, the 992. I enjoy both of those. So again, if you don't mind these on the channel, seeing these, let me know. I hope you give me a like and subscribe. But again, I just wanted to do a quick little setup and see if I could make it do decent. Since somebody was asking for one or adjustments on another one, but Paul Ricard, it's too specific. It's too hard to too hard to get it to where it the adjustments, and I'll just do the whole thing. That's the way Paul Ricard's one of those unique places. So definitely, so not really like another place. So again, I sure hope you liked it. Just something really quick. And I sure hope you give me a like and subscribe. And I hope you get any comments would be appreciated. Love talking to all my sim racing friends. And again, I want to thank everybody for all their support. And I hope you come back and visit again really soon. Y'all take care.